On today's Cowboys Report, an updated look at the Cowboys depth chart, following quite a few different roster moves, injuries, guys coming back from injuries, the trade deadline. We'll break it all down for you on something that is different than what you'll see on the official Cowboys depth chart. I would argue it's better and it's more accurate. It's just the Cowboys one won't list Ezra Rocker as a starter. It's not how they actually operate. So a little bit more matched with reality as far as I'm concerned. If you have friends who are curious of what the heck the defense is going to look like, this is a decent video for you. Help us out by sharing today's video, please and thank you, on social media. Quarterback-wise, pretty straightforward here. Dak Prescott is quarterback 1. Joe Milton is quarterback 2. Will Grier remains on the practice squad, will not come up unless something bad happens. Cowboys offense has to have its A game every game to win games. The defense just simply does not give them the margin for error. Maybe it'll change now. Maybe we temper our expectations a little bit there on top of that. Overall, Dak has been good this year. You need his A game pretty much every game, though, to be competitive. Red zone has to be better. Not all Dak's fault there, but it's the quarterback, and he's accustomed to it as well. Running back-wise, it is still the Javonte Williams show. Hunter Luepke gets involved in some pass protection stuff, etc. Jaydon Blue, we'll see how much run he gets after the fumbling issue reared its ugly head. It's the Javonte Williams show at the running back spot. This is his game. He gets the workload numbers. You hope he stays healthy, otherwise you are in really bad shape in the backfield. But Javonte he's been very good this year. He has been a lot better than what I thought he was going to be, and I hope that continues moving forward. Wide receivers, you obviously have the stud duo in Ceedee Lamb and George Pickens. Of late, it really has been Ryan Flournoy who's kind of emerged as the wide receiver 3. Turpin has taken a back seat. Tolbert's taken a back seat. Mingo can't get on the field. I am fully expecting the best version of Ceedee Lamb post-bye week. I think he and Pickens will both have their moments, have their games, have their roles. You're probably not going to have the 200-yard games. Maybe you could have, force-fed like the one Jamar Chase Falcon, but maybe you're not throwing it 50 times, Both these guys have had production this year. I am curious what the role for Kavontae Turpin looks like. I think Schottenheimer was a pretty big factor in getting him the ball under Mike McCarthy. He has not been nearly as good this year. The drops continue to be an issue that cannot keep on being the case. It's not very good. But I do need more from Turpin. And Flournoy's going to have a higher snap count, probably a lower touch roll. That's my expectation for those guys. And I get that, Turpin was nursing the foot injury. He's played multiple games in a row. He's fine at this point. But Flournoy is going to be out there a lot because he can block and do inside and outside stuff the same way that Turpin cannot. So coming out of the bye week, and I want honest answers here. How do you feel about the Cowboys? So this is also post-trade deadline. B for better, S for same, W for you feel worse. Let me know in the comments of today's show. The tight end room, still Jake Ferguson, Schoonmaker, Spann-Ford, as we've discussed previously. I think it'd be pretty cool if the Cowboys played Spann-Ford over Schoonmaker. The one thing I need right now from Jake Ferguson, make guys miss. I don't want you being captain check down. You got 56 catches this year. Hey, man, 7 yards per catch is actually not very good. You don't have to double it. We should be getting to 10. And that's going to come with him making more guys miss. There was a point earlier in his career, before last year, frankly, no tight ends were making guys miss as much as Jake Ferguson. It was him and Tucker Kraft, frankly. Has not been the case this year. The yak looks fine because of volume and some screens, but the forced missed tackles have to be better. Offensive line. The left side's not changing right now. Guyton, Smith, Beebe, Booker. The right side might be changing. And, you got solid depth led by Hoffman and TJ Bass. Terence Steele, it's just the breakout or the bounce back hasn't really come. And even the last couple of weeks, the run blocking hasn't been as good, which is a huge issue for me because I can live if you're going to be an average at best pass protector or even a bit below average and a great run blocker. But if you're being clearly below average pass protection and average at best run blocker, I don't know what we're doing out there. Now, it sounds like open battle at right tackle. I interpret that as Nate Thomas versus Terence Steele. You could try to flip Guyton around, but honestly, every single issue that Tyler Guyton has is the case at left tackle. It's the same technique stuff, left tackle, right tackle. It's not going to change anything. Let's see if Nathan Thomas can do something. So I wouldn't even be that shocked if they rotate a little bit against the Arizona Cardinals. Today's show is made possible by Prize Picks. The hard-hitting football action is even better with Prize Picks. The weather might be changing, but the feeling of being right never gets old. Keep the season rolling on Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. It's the only app to offer stacks. Pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more than on Josh Allen passing yards, rush yards, TDs, or George Pickens more than receiving yards, touchdowns? You can do it on Prize Picks. Producer Aiden's Monday Night Football Power Play, 2 picks. Got to get them both right. Brock Bowers, more than receiving yards. Javonte Williams, more than rushing yards. You can also, by the way, follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app in the new Feed tab on Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Links in the comments and the description of today's show. Defensive end-wise, it's been a lot of Ezeraku and a lot of Clowney, and I think that's going to continue as we move forward. He has been consistently disruptive, Ezeraku has. The underlying numbers have pointed to the breakout's going to come, the sacks will come, and we've kind of seen that as of late. The last, overall this season, 6 TFLs, 2 sacks, 10 quarterback hits, 12.7% pressure rate. The last 5 games, by the way, 12 tackles, 4 TFLs, 2 sacks, 7 quarterback hits, and a 16.4% pressure rate, that is up there with pretty much anyone you'd want to have from a pass rush perspective. Micah Parsons has 16.6 this year. Like, he is getting pressures. I am incredibly excited about Ezeraku, and I think the new addition up front is going to help him. I think Quinnen Williams is going to elevate Ezeraku and hopefully Clowney, but also Osa Odigizua. I think that this defensive line room overhauled from what it was a year ago. So much better across the board. You shedded the Mozzie Smith, frankly, contract at that point. I am excited to see Quinnen Williams in this defense. He's back with Aaron White-Cotton. That best year, 2022, was with Aaron White-Cotton. He's going to elevate your run game. He's going to actually command attention in a way that nobody else on this Cowboys defense was doing. Something you desperately needed. It should benefit Osa. His pressure rate's still pretty high for a defensive tackle. Pressures remain high. It's actually among the team leaders so far this year. A slight indictment, I suppose, that your top 2 pressure getters have been Kenny Clark and Osa Odigizua this year. I think Osa's going to have a big time step forward. You saw it against the Cardinals. He was very good in that game, maybe his best game of the year. I think that continues. And I do think we will continue to see some of those 5-man front looks. Where the DTs line up, we'll see. It's probably Osa as like the 5 technique, so to speak, of like think the Cam Hayward role. You can rotate down a linebacker instead of an edge at times if you want to, whether that's Leafau or maybe Overshown if you want to get creative with there. But I do think the front offers a lot of upside that wasn't there 2 months ago. Are you excited to see this new Dallas Cowboys front against the Raiders? Y for yes, N for no. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Linebacker-wise, DeMarvion Overshown, I want to see him get a bunch of run at the weak side linebacker spot. He might be on a pitch count. Sure, we'll still see Samar James on passing downs. I want to see Logan Wilson over Kenneth Murray. I'm curious if someone else does some of that Sam linebacker stuff. It could be like Overshown at moments, and then you have Murray and Wilson out there or something. But I want to make Overshown my focal point in the linebacking core. That might not come in the first game back. It might come in like the 5th game back, and they be patient with him. That's fine. I need him to make an impact because I kind of don't want to see any more Kenneth Murray on my screen. Cornerback is so confusing. Deron Bland is cornerback 1. They've obviously brought back Savone Rivel from that NFI list. Kyer Elam has been in and out of the lineup. Reddy Stewart, Triquez Bridges, Kalen Carson. They haven't really settled on what this cornerback room is going to look like throughout the season, it can now kind of begin to come into picture. Bland can play inside, Bland can play outside. I still think at times, I think the ideal outcome with like who's on your roster is probably still DaRon Bland at nickel, so that I can play two of Kalen Carson and Chavon Rebel, and maybe Kyron if he ends up bouncing back. I don't think that's going to happen with Elam. He's a man cover corner, and Eberflus wants to run zone, and it hasn't worked well. I am excited to see Chavon Rebel. I don't know how much of a pitch count he'll be on, but I do want him to be actively involved when he is good to go. I don't want to rush him back. I assume they have not, since he's had plenty of time. Might be a pitch count first game back. I just want to see what he can do because he's so talented. We will be live again for Cowboys against the Raiders on Monday Night Football. Hit that sub button and join us so you don't miss out. We'll be live plenty early with everything going on around the Dallas Cowboys. Safeties. I honestly don't know what to expect. I'm sure we'll get details around the time this video officially goes out here on the channel. Lee Hooker's on IR, but has returned to practice, and you kind of need him out there right now because you are banged up as all get out. Donovan Wilson is banged up. I think we'll be back this week. We'll see about Elijah Clark. Wanye Thomas going to miss 4 games. They are, if it's not Malik Hooker, it might be a Julius Wood practice squad call-up week, which, I mean, that's how dire these straits are, folks. Overall, I want you guys to rate the Cowboys' updated roster after all their different moves. 1 to 99, just like the Madden ratings are. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. Quick notes on special teams. It's the same as it's ever been. Brandon Aubrey, Brian Anger, Trent Sig, still waiting on that big-time Kavontae Turpin explosive play. It'll happen at some point, I'm sure. If he gets banged up, it's like Jalen Tolbert, Jaydon Blue, maybe some Ryan Flournoy. It's kind of thin beyond Turpin if he is not your main return man.